28.
27.
26.
25.
24.
23.
22. 21.
20.
19.
18.
17.
16.
15.
14.
13. 12.
11.
10.
8.
6.
6. What happened to 7?
7.
5.
4.
3.
2. 1.
0.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. So it says there's, well, it said there were 0 people. There says there was 1 person here, and then there's 0 people here, but I see at least 3 people making comments. So that's what I got to say. It's apropos kind of a mug for a couple of the things I'm going to talk about today. Guys, something cool to start it off. I got 2 packages from a couple people. Well, from a person. Actually, I haven't opened. I just opened it. I'm going to show it to you guys. I can't remember the name of the prototype. Actually, we'll do it later. So I had a package, 2 packages come from Sharif Manganis. I have the high-end version of the Grazioso. This is not mine to keep. This is on loan. I'm going to do a video about it. I have not sent Polly a link yet. I don't know if I want Polly off leash in a chat forum. I don't know if I want to give Polly that kind of freedom to offend everyone. So yeah, see, I mean, that's what he's like. I want you to think about this is what he's like when he's being good. Imagine what he'd be like in a chat server. Polly, I was going to talk to you about it, but you haven't called me for a couple days, and I just didn't want to just up and send you things. So this is the Grazioso in titanium and carbon fiber with a 20 CV? Yeah, 20 CV blade. So this is the new version of the Grazioso by Sharif Manganis. So he sent this to me. This is on loan. I do have to send this back. But he sent me a couple things that I can keep. He sent me, now this is the KU, now Kubi has this listed a little bit differently. This is the Kubi 344. He says that this is the Kubi Momentum. So this is a nice little knife. I was not expecting it to be, it is fall shut. Big front flipper on it, but it is thumb studs. Once you deploy it, that is great. I don't even I don't like the pocket clip a lot, but I mean, it's pretty comfortable. No, we know that Polly's not vegan. We've seen what he cooks. Not vegan, you cock. So I don't know where she is. Probably she's probably on a pole somewhere. You know, that's you said that's what you found. So anyway, he sent this. So this is mine to keep. I've actually carried this a little bit. I haven't done a first day in pockets because I haven't done anything with it. I just put it in my pocket and have been flipping it and messing with it. He also sent me, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know whether I should be happy about this or if I should like reprimand him for this. He sent me the Southern design, the Brad Southard Hanan. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm on this has got kind of a weak flipping action, and the fact is, when you flip, you're disengaging the lock. So the lock it doesn't feel like it engaged fully, because when I flip, I get my finger down in the lock area. So I don't know what we're gonna do with this, because the fact is, I don't want to have to sharpen it. Is the thumb stud missing? I just assumed it was a Spyderco because I had a hole in it. I thought that was the Spidey hole. See, it's got a little bit weak action on that. I don't think that the compression lock was, I don't know how I feel about this. So, hey, quiet. Can't tell. Not in a great mood today. I just paid $5.58 a gallon for diesel earlier today. Kind of just fucked my day up. When I realized that I can't afford to do anything anymore. I can't afford to go anywhere. Like it's just it's ridiculous. So yeah, it was an expensive proposition to fill the Volkswagen up. So it's $5.58 a gallon for diesel. It is $4.85 a gallon for regular gas. That was on base where it's going to be cheapest. I saw it for like $5.30 places, so not at all happy. $5.58 a gallon for diesel. So yeah, he sent all this stuff. I'm not going to pull out the one that Chris at Cerberus Knives sent me because, to be honest, I can't remember the name of the prototype. So it doesn't stay full for very long. I mean, even with 35 miles a gallon, if I have to Thursday, Tuesday or Thursday, I have to drive my daughter. It's like a 60-mile round trip to the one ice rink that she goes to in the middle of the week. So at any rate, we don't want to talk about any of the politics stuff. I wanted to, with 13 of us here, I wanted to talk about, and this is not going to be a bash on Hoback kind of thing. This is just going to be business practices, because I got a sneaking suspicion that you're going to find other companies are going to start self-disclosing stuff. I know a company that personally I have suspect, and there's a way to find out. Like, you can find out if things get shipped from overseas vendors to a company, and if they're saying, so there's a company that I don't necessarily trust saying some things about their knives and things like that. So I'm doing a little bit of investigation just for my own. I don't think I'll bring it out into light, but I will say that I imagine that the Jake Hoback thing is just a start. There's going to be some other companies that are very forthcoming. Now, I do understand there's just stuff you can't get all the time. Bearings, things like that. The ceramic bearings, it's like ferrocerium rods. There are no US made ferrocerium rods. So things like that, there's just necessary evils, like ceramic bearings, stuff like that they might not be able to source locally or in the States at all. I do understand that, but just a little disclaimer, like, hey, it's 100% American made. We just used some parts that, like, by necessity are only made in these countries. So that I get, but there's kind of a reason that I'm really upset about, and I'll let you know. A few years ago, Jason Browse, a guy that I know, guy that I like, he kind of got caught in the same situation. He was assembling his knives in the United States and stuff like that, and he was using offshore ports, but he wasn't really reporting it. And Mr. Hoback was one of the people that led the charge to make sure everybody knew about this. And it just kind of is kind of karmic that it happens like that. So this is where a lie of omission. This is where a lie of omission is still a lie. He absolutely knew that companies were marketing and selling them as American made. He absolutely knew. He said he knew. And he said, oh, I tried to do this and I tried to do that, and it didn't get changed. And I'm like, man, they've been marketing your knives for a very long time as American made, and you knew it. That's where I get upset. So, here we go again. It's not a girl. You know what? You know what, Bob? You don't get to look at her. You don't get to look at her anymore, because now we're going to do this. That guy right there, that's because over here, Polly just farted. Or Polly's over here and she just went and took a big breath and sucked all the air out of the room. So, yo, who we talking about? Oh, we already talked about it. I think you know who we talked about. But yeah, no, that's just one of the things. Like, if you're gonna vilify someone for something, and then like several years later you get caught doing the same thing, does not look good on you. There's a bunch of companies that like, I'm hoping that there's a bunch of companies that just come out and say, hey, look, these are the only things that we have to get from overseas. Like, these are things we just can't get. I mean, you know, that's not Ryan Dunn. This is the original. Yeah, but I do remember when they did that stunt. So, but it just seems kind of shitty to me that you would scream and holler about somebody doing something, and then literally a moment in time later, for me, it just feels like the other day we talked about where the big stink was Jason Browse. Jason, I'm trying to get Jason on the podcast. That might be a possibility. I don't know if I like this. I can't decide. I'm pretty sure. And I looked at the edge grind and I'm like, oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. What's up, Mr. Clown? Mocked Clown. I haven't seen you in a while. How you been? So I did a little experiment today. So I spent the whole day sharpening. And when I say I spent the whole day sharpening, that doesn't mean I did a lot of sharpening. That means that I spent the whole day on some really bad knives. I got 4 knives done today. And I have to contact the owners because they owe me a good bit more money because they were horribly ground. I decided I wasn't going to carry a knife until I got ready for the live feed. I wanted to see how awkward that was. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Have you ever like left home without your phone or something like that? Like, you just completely feel like you feel naked without it. I'm so used to having a knife or multiple knives in my pockets that I'm like, you know, I don't feel, you just feel you feel off because I would reach down and there'd be nothing in my pocket. So just a little experiment. Like, does it feel weird to not carry a knife? Absolutely. Absolutely. What's my favorite blade style? We talked about this in a live feed here a couple weeks ago. I'm a fan of Wharncliffe right now. I think that's still my favorite. I have a bunch of, this is horrible. Hang on a second. I'm trying to set this for the virtual background so it doesn't do that as much. There we go. I think that's a little cleaner. Adjusting this. It's like new underwear. At first it feels strange, but after a little bit, they become a part of you. Now I have to watch Wayne's World. Hey, look, Brant's here. Yeah, it's an unusual, uncomfortable feeling when you have, like, there's something you always have. There's a lot of amusement. Jesus, this is horrible. That one's not gonna work either. There's a lot of amusement parks and events that you go to and you can't carry a pocket knife. And I personally think it's ridiculous. But yeah, that's that same feeling that you get at those venues and things like that. Like, oh, I don't have a knife on me. I usually sneak one in anyway. You guys know some of the best ways to sneak knives in. So when you wand someone, when you get to the ground, like close to the ground, a lot of times it'll beat around the feet. So if you've got room and you can stand it, you put a knife in the bottom of your shoe and you just gut it out for a little bit. Or one of my favorite ways is I always have a belt with a belt buckle, like a metal belt buckle, not like a crappy, I mean, I'm not talking like a big, like bull rider belt buckle or anything. Like, this is getting to be ridiculous. Why is it not working? And I know it's not a big deal, but it's driving me nuts. Oh, there we go. That's how we should do it for the rest of the show, like that, right there. That feeling of not having a knife or it's like not having your phone, not having your watch on, something like that. You just feel like you forgot something. I don't like that feeling. A lot of times I sneak items in, and most of the time security is not. You know where security is actually pretty good? Is Disneyland. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've still snuck knives into Disneyland, but Oh, the belt buckle knife. Yeah, it's not here. I gave it back to Tino because he was missing a part of his. So it's coming back. I'm going to do a video about it, but I haven't gotten to talk to Tino for a couple of days. He's supposed to come over Saturday, and I haven't talked to him since. He was like, yeah, it was Friday. He was like, yeah, maybe we'll do something tomorrow. Like, we'll get it figured out. He's like, what are you doing tomorrow morning? I was like, nothing. Let's plan on doing something. And he never responded back after he was like, yeah, I'm running a little bit slow this morning, and then asked me something about he was doing chores. I have not heard from him. I've been trying to get a hold of him. So if he wants to borrow that goddamn power supply for his camping trip, he needs to get a hold of me. So, but no, I mean, the whole thing, like, I don't get, what's the largest knife I snuck into Disneyland? Fair and Forge Mordax. It's a fairly good sized knife. Yeah, that whole thing with the knife company, somebody asked it up here, what company do you think is next? I have a suspicion that there's a couple companies that are just going to come out and say, hey, you know what, guys, we've had some stuff made. We've had some stuff made and we weren't 100%, maybe we weren't 100% clear on it. There's a couple companies that I have some suspicion of, mainly because I looked up their tracking records and saw them get shipments from offshore providers. And I'm like, wow. You say all your knives are 100% American made, but I'm seeing shipments from countries other than the United States. Beardo, that's one we'll have to talk about because you don't need titanium at all. You don't need titanium. It has nothing to do. You're not electroplating. You don't need a sacrificial piece of titanium to do the thing. I mean, you need a power source, a metal tub. If you blast that metal tub, it gives you more surface area to work with. An electrolyte solution, positive to part, negative to your tank. So your whole thing acts as a cathode. Your anode just connects to the metal, and all you're doing is adding oxygen to the titanium. You're not adding titanium to the titanium. So you don't need a sacrificial cathode. You don't need a piece of titanium. All you need is the piece of titanium you're anodizing. It's not like electroplating and things like that, where you're taking a piece of copper and transferring copper across an electrolyte solution to the negative. You're doing positive to part, negative to your container. Your container should be made out of steel, blasted, and that gives you more surface area. So that's what you need. You don't need all that other stuff. Polly, what are you doing? Polly, you want to come on and talk for a little bit? Well, I don't know. Depends on what Polly's got going on, but maybe have Polly. We haven't had Polly on for a while. Where's my Pollywog? Somebody was asking about this Mordax. I said Fair and Forge Mordax. So yeah, so I don't know how long this live feed's going to be. I'm pretty tired. I'm actually drinking coffee right now because I am worn out. I had so much stuff going on. I had a doctor's appointment. I was dealing with another doctor's office and things like that. So I don't know. But I will tell you, I don't ever want to sharpen. Hang on. I don't ever want to sharpen another one of these. And I'm not even done with it. It is so badly uneven from side to side. There is a horrendous low spot you guys can see right there. Really, really bad low spot. Another one right there on both sides. Really bad low spot at the heel of both of these. This side is almost, the one with the O is almost profiled, but this side with the arrow has got a very bad low spot at the very tip. This is going to pose an issue, and I got to get a hold of Winston Cabretti because it's his knife, and he has to let me know how we're going to move forward on this because it's about to start getting expensive if he wants me to completely reprofile this. I mean, I have to do some stuff, but if he wants me to take those horrible low spots all the way out, no, that's factory. That's factory. That's a factory low spot there. And then there's another one right there at the very tip. No, I don't think I have tried the Kubi 331. And right now, if you guys are asking so that you can see if you want to send me stuff, I've got stuff. I don't want to get any more stuff in right now. I have stuff in on loan from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. I have stuff from 6 people that are, oh yeah, Brant, I'll bring you on here in a minute. I'll send you a link here in a minute. I have stuff in from 6 people, technically 7. So get a hold of me, Bob. You're on the chat server. So Todd, you're funny. You're funny. I have not seen a cold steel that came with a straight grind for a forever. Never ever. No, Thomas, I have not gotten a chance to play with CPM Magna Cut. I would like to, but like if it's something you're going to send me on loan, then no. I've got enough, and then on top of that, I've got stuff in from two people for sharpening. So I have to finish this and one other knife for Winston. This one is really bad. So I have to do this and one other knife for him. I already finished one of his knives. And then I have a guy coming tomorrow that's bringing me a cold steel Laredo buoy. Yeah, you're thinking of heat treat, Todd. Like their heat treat is great. Their grinds are usually pretty awful. It is still a really attractive knife, though. So I don't know. I want to talk to Winston about this because if he wants me to completely reprofile that, it's gonna get real pricey real quick because that's hard on stones. Anybody else have one of these and your wife is completely, absolutely pissed about the fact you do that all the time? That's why mine's in the garage and no longer in the house. Love that thing. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in for sharpening, a lot of stuff in for review. Got a customer stopping by that's local. He's going to drop some stuff off tomorrow. I don't know what time Steve's going to stop by. I will probably try to shoot a video about that big Laredo buoy. Because I've only ever got to see one time in person, and it was at a Pew Pew show at Fairgrounds here in San Diego. There was a guy that used to show up and had an entire table. I don't know, he maybe still does. I haven't been to a show for a long time. And before you ask, guys, if the price of fuel stays where it's at, there is no chance I'm going to a one-day show in April at Blade. I'm sorry, not Blade, but CCKS. So they're going to have a spring California custom show. It's only one day. I don't think I'm going to that one. What do you mean? How am I doing it without a green screen? Yeah, the Del Mar show. Yeah. Mock Clown. I don't know why you would think I don't have a green screen. Because I absolutely have got a green screen. You guys saw the screen, right? Well, of course you're going to the Texas Blade Show. You were in Texas. You live in Texas. If I lived in Texas, I would go to the Texas show too. I thought about going and seeing if Jim Skelton wanted to like share a room or something, but I can't afford the fuel. I can't afford to drive to Texas right now. It'd be, I don't know how much cheaper it would be to fly, but I'm not a big fan of flying. So say what? Hang on a second, guys. I got a magic trick. Brent has Texas tea to spare. Guys, I don't know how I feel about this one. I did hit it on a ceramic rod, so I don't know. It had a factory edge on it, but it's not a very big knife to begin with. And I don't mind recurves, but this one doesn't even have like a sharpening choil or anything. And to tell you the truth, how about take a train to Texas? I don't know if there's a train that goes from Texas or from San Diego to Texas. I don't know. And if I did, I'd still have to drive pretty far to get to wherever. So I don't know. That would be an option, but I don't. Here's the thing I'm afraid of. If I go to Texas, I might just not come back. I'm like, this is what freedom feels like. God, I got to get out of California. And I'd be telling my wife, I was like, look, get on the train, leave all our shit, just get here. So Rubicon, how you been, man? I don't know if you know this. Well, yeah, but I mean, getting to somewhere that's Amtrak to get from here to there, I just don't know how that would work or how much time it would take or whether I have that kind of fucking patience to be around people that long. So Rubicon, I don't know if you noticed, like, I know you're not a member, and I understand like everybody financially. Like I said, I just paid $5.58 a gallon for diesel, but I did start. If you guys are interested in getting into the memberships, I started a chat server on Gilded for all the paying members. It has its own little knife trade area. I think people are selling knives and stuff in there. I'm going to try and set something up maybe later this year for everyone, but it won't be as robust. It's just going to be like a general chat. But I'm going to keep this one for the paying members. This just feels like a boomerang in my hand. I'm like, I just want to throw it across the room and see if it comes back. Mainly because I've been playing that new God of War, the one, not the newest one. I haven't got the Ragnarok one. I've been playing the one where he's got the axe and he can throw it and it comes back like Thor's hammer. I've been playing that a lot. That's part of the reason I'm so tired is I get done with everything and I'm like, well, I could go to bed or I could play a video game. Double D sold his Chavez. I thought he said something about it going in the mail. Guys, I might sell some knives. I might sell some of my fixed blades. I might put some of my fixed blades up on there, like my personal stuff that I just like, stuff I'm never going to carry or use. Migraines, head cold, upset stomach. My dog is, I feel, on her way out. So the last 2 weeks have been shit for me for adding EDC gear. It's been great for me. Well, I am glad. I have no money I'm about ready to start selling stuff just because I need money. When I was a young kid, me and my mother took a train right across Canada. It was an 8-day trip. Now, back in the day, I remember my grandfather and grandfather took a train to visit family in New Mexico. Some of their really good, they weren't even family. They were just really good friends of some family that they had met, and they made really good friends with like my grandmother's cousin or something. And they took a train to New Mexico from Ohio, and they had a blast. But I mean, literally, that was years and years ago. Guys, if you don't know, look up in the comments, Mike. Up in the comments for what? There are 2 trains from San Diego to Dallas. Traveling by train to San Diego usually takes 45 hours and 45 minutes. How much? What I'm saying is, I don't have any money. I literally don't have any money. Just dropped $400 on the kids' ice skating sessions. Diesel is $5 plus a gallon. Can't you take your gravy train? Yeah, probably. What are you, 6? What are you, 6? My name's Polly and I don't make good jokes. No. Mommy, wipe my chin. That's my Polly impression. And then I'll get a marker, do my lineup with an El Marco. One of them big El Marco, the Magnums, the ones with the tip on it that's like that. And the fucking markers like that big around. You draw my beard. That whole paying that much for diesel fuel just, and the whole thing is there's no place. The cheapest place is pretty far away. And everybody's like, well, does it make sense? And I'm like, it's almost 70 cents a gallon cheaper or 50 cents a gallon cheaper. And I'm like, to drive an extra 5-6 miles, yeah, it's worth it. So, Brant, did you DM me? Would you DM me? I don't even know yet. I don't know. I'm gonna have to. Oh God, Brant, lick me up. What is the? Why are you sending me pictures of my? Oh no, that's pictures I sent. I was just looking at my chat with. Okay, Brant, I want to talk to you about something. It's a good call. I'm going to send you this. I'm going to invite you right now. Give me a second. I didn't really need you to DM me. I still have your email saved. I'm sending it right now. That doesn't mean I'm going to like let you in immediately, but I definitely sent you the link. I don't know. I don't know if I even listen to Nickelback. I probably did. I'll listen to anything. I don't dislike any type of music. I just won't sit and listen to the soundtrack from the Lord of the Rings. Like my sister thought it would be funny when I had my she was helping me with I have a physical old school iPod, like the one with the click wheel on the front and the color screen. You put movies and stuff on it. I have one of those, and I couldn't figure out how to port some stuff to it, and she let me. She helped me out, but then she put the entire soundtrack from the Lord of the Rings, the New Zealand Orchestra or some shit on there, and I was like, I just won't listen to that. It's not that I'm like, oh, I don't like that type of music. It's just like, it's so long. It's as long as the fucking movie. All right. Grant, we got to talk about something.
Uh-oh. What is it?
Okay. What is this shit with Rick letting his fucking minions, who obviously have no idea what they're talking about, ridicule the owners? Because there was like, they can say all they want. Like, I can tell you right now that video that I saw you comment in, that was some dick shit right there. Like to one of the employees, had a broken screw. The knife obviously wasn't sharp. Whether the guy didn't like it or not, that is some stuff right there that's going to send you down a hard road when it comes to customer interactions. Letting some little weasel disparage a customer.
Technically, when a customer lies to the guy that makes the knives, the knife was sharp, it was centered. He twisted the screw a little too tight, it broke, and he made a big deal about it. And
that's great. You know what? I've had people that get upset about my sharpening and say it's not good. They were like, "Oh, I hit a staple. Yeah. Are you going to warranty this?" And I'm like, "No," but I don't do a video about it, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't care how much you want to say that knife was sharp. That knife was not sharp. It should have cut paper better. But then again, yeah. I also saw a thing which was a video of a guy sharpening a hinderer at like a 45-degree angle. Like, that was the bluntest edge I've ever seen. And I was like, oh, that explains why they come from the factory dull.
Most of mine come very sharp. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, your idea of sharp and slicey and mine are different, because like every hinderer I've ever had, I'm like, good God, what is this? Good. This is a pry bar. This isn't sharp. Like, I could cut better with a pie pan.
I mean, there it is. I mean, if you want to know,
is that the knife in question?
This is the prototype version of it, but yeah, there's different screws on it. This one has the prototype screws, but the newer ones have where it fits. This tool fits all the screws.
And don't get me wrong, I like Rick, and I've talked to him. I'm like, Rick, I would not have let one of my employees put that video out. Like, if I was Rick and I ran that company and I saw that video go up on my YouTube channel,
technically he's the general manager, so he would have literally put it out either way. But
but I'm saying is, if like Rick still owns that company, like if I was Rick and I owned that company and I was like just president and I saw that video, the first thing I'd be doing would be marching downstairs, be like, yo, shitbird, come here. We got to have a fucking talk. We need to talk right now.
Yeah.
I'm about to yank a knot in your ass. That's how that conversation went. That's how it would have went. And like I said, I like Rick, and his knives are quality knives. They're not, like I said, they're all a little thick in my taste. Even some of the thinner ones.
I think I know why he did the sharpening like that when they're so small, is for people that when it gets dull, you could do your own sharpening on it. That's why
there's so many fixtured systems and angled systems and stuff out there, they could do it anyway. Like, even if it's actually going to be harder to do it, because at that steep of an angle, you've exceeded the capabilities of that. Oh dear, my fixtured system won't go out to that obscenely wide, thick edge angle.
I mean, this is the only one that I've tried fixing myself. I mean,
I just
and
fixed one that looked a lot like that for Aiden, and it took forever, and there was a lot of cursing
oh
and
yeah,
gnashing and
Those
teeth.
yeah. My hunts.
All right,
Yeah,
Paul.
that's a good one.
That's a good one, Polly. I do kind of like that one.
Next thing you know, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
But no, what I was saying, I'm pretty sure that we're gonna see some other companies come out and be like, look, just to make sure that this shit doesn't blow up in our face, these are parts that we can't source. And I've heard, I mean, even Jake or even Greg Medford, like, I mean, his knives are still great. He still does a good job. I'm just not a fan of his personality or his designs, but everything he does is great. Like the machining is always good. But even he said, he's like, there's just shit you can't get all the time. There's stuff that you just have to outsource. And he's like, so they like, I don't think he uses China, but I know that he goes with stuff from Taiwan or Hong Kong, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Hong Kong is now part. I always forget that Hong Kong is now back to being part of China. But I'm just saying, like, back to the Rick thing. Like, I would have lost my mind if one of my employees put that out without, he was like, hey, I wanted to check with you first. That would have been the first thing I would have done if I was that guy. I would have been like, hey, boss, I got an idea. And then I would, be like the idea. And then I guarantee it would have been like, okay, well, I won't do that. We'll do something else then. So,
yeah. At first, when I saw it, I mean, I like any video. I mean, it's just what he was saying was, kind of right in a way, but yeah, that don't matter to me. But it's just a video. But people are getting so butthurt about it. It's like,
well, it's okay, but like, you got to look at it from the perspective of somebody that is not a fanatic and does not evangelize Rick's knives. For the average consumer, which is 99% of the people other than you, because you are like a super hardcore Rick Hinderer fan. For the most people, you look at it and that's like, you know what? That's kind of a shitty way to deal with your customers, regardless of whether the guy broke the screw intentionally, regardless of the veracity of his claims. That's not something that you should be doing or throwing out there. Like, that's gonna, because the fact is, they could have easily made that video and sent it directly to that customer and say, hey, look, these are my concerns I addressed. But no, they put it out publicly, which I guarantee is going to leave a bad taste in a lot of people.
Well, it was actually, it's unlisted. So basically whoever watched it was privately watching it. It's not like.
But it's not like that now.
Well, yeah, true.
Shared. That's what I'm saying. Like, everyone has shared it. So like, that would have been something like you handle with a phone call as opposed to like putting out a video. Because nothing ever disappears off the internet. That video is going to bounce around and bounce around and bounce around and bounce around and bounce around.
Yeah.
And it's just going to, like, regardless whether Rick did it or not, it's going to leave a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. So, but that was one of the things. And when I was like, oh yeah, let me talk to Brand about this. I was curious. So you're going to the Texas show?
Yeah, this is my first time, even though Rick's not going to be there, but it'll be kind of fun to see some cool knives too, see some vendors and stuff like that. And
Jim Skelton's going to be there. You should go over and stop by Jim's table and tell him I said hi.
Oh, I'll definitely say it. Yeah.
Walk up and look at him, go, hey, Mike Emler sent this, and just slap him and see what he does.
Yeah,
wow.
you get thrown out. Yeah, okay.
I don't think you get thrown out. You might get your ass kicked, but I don't think you get thrown out. Jimmy came up and met Jim's got like, Jim is not a real big guy, but Jim's got really big hands. I'm pretty sure that he would slap you back and knock your head clear off your shoulders. See how he slapped Brent. Yeah, he slapped Brent. His head came apart like a cabbage.
That's
So
funny. That would be funny. But I mean, I'm going there to go look at the oh my gosh, Leon Maz designs. I've always wanted to see what they look like up close and all that and stuff like that. And Emerson's, I think Emerson's going to be there.
oh yay.
I know you don't like Emerson.
I like Ernie. I just don't like his knives. I actually have an Emerson Super Karambit here I'm trying to sell.
I've always liked the Super Karambit. I've always
Well, I'll
liked
tell you
it.
what, I've got a price list. If you want it, I'll sell it to you. It's even modified. It's got red ceramic on the liners.
Oh, that's cool.
No, I'll go get it. Hang on a second. I'll show you. I'm just like careful standing up because a lot of times I have knives in my
Yeah,
lap.
you don't want to stab your yeah.
I wind up. No, it's not that. I just don't want. They're all closed. I just don't want to fall out of my lap because I'll put knives in my lap while we're talking and I'll show stuff because I got stuff laying around.
Yeah.
Intentionally because I know I'm gonna do live feed. And then sometimes I'll stand up and there's one like in the fold of my sweatshirt, and when I stand up, it comes falling out. And I dropped a full size Chavez 228 on my toe.
Oh.
I lost that toenail.
Ow. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So see, the liners are all, we did the liner, and it's not showing up the red that it is because it's still a stonewash red.
That's pretty cool.
And then just the factory blade. It's just not a knife for me. I don't like it. It's hideous.
Yeah, I've always wanted a true karambit.
Well, there you go. Just get a hold of me.
Okay. All right. I'll think about that.
Get a hold of me and I'll send you the prices.
All right.
What was this? Ask Jim, what did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap.
Yeah.
So Lonely Stacker says, in my mind, that customer would had to have said something dumb in order for me to stand up and make him a video. That's what I say. Like that video that was intended to be a limited distribution. You know that never works out. You know that never works unless it's something like the videos that I do for members, where basically it's behind a paywall. That's the only way that would work. And still, then you can screenshot things and then post them up. So I don't know. I just don't think that was a good move.
And of course, the whole Jake Hoback fiasco.
Yeah. I was just talking about it. And the fact of the matter is, I have a Hoback Quayback here at the house that my buddy wants to sell. And it's not a knife for me, but I'm not gonna lie, it is an incredibly well-built knife. And I think that the big controversy of it is just people, like, if you tell me a knife is made in China, I'm fine with it. You tell me a knife is made in Taiwan, I'm fine with it. It's the like, oh, everybody thinks my knives are made in America and I didn't say anything. So maybe, and then when he gets found out about it, then blaming the vendors, like, oh, well, and I was like, man, people have been selling Hoback knives as American made for a long time. It's not like it's
believe it or not, I don't know if you saw Scott Whittington's live feed the other while back. He took all of the Joe Hobacks off his website because it's a U.S. website.
The U.S. knives, U.S. made knives website.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know that the Quayback versions, gens 1 through 5, are all U.S. made, and that's all. Yeah. That means all the Quaybacks are U.S. made. But the thing that I got upset about was I'm friends with Jason Browse, and he was one of the loudest voices when.
Yes, he was.
He was one of the loudest voices vilifying Jason Browse because Jason was having stuff, and Jason wasn't really breaking any rules. Jason was having stuff made overseas, parts, and then bringing them back and assembling them here, which, regardless whether you like it or not, you can still, like, that technically is U.S. made. A U.S. made product, 51% of the overall cost qualifies as U.S. made product. And that's absolutely what Jason was doing. And it was well above 51%. You know, there was a lot of work. It was just raw parts, and he was still doing a lot of stuff. But like it fucking hurt Jason's business a lot. So I've seen the list. Actually, Todd. Oh no, Todd. Never mind. You're not a paying member anymore. I was gonna say, Todd. We were talking about it in the chat server on my Gilded server. The paying members. We were all talking about it. So I'm hoping that Jake just like comes out and says, look, yeah, I fucked up. But he didn't really apologize. It was kind of one of those like, yeah, okay, well, this and that. But then it was all, he tried to all on his vendors. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. He was saying his vendors were, no. No.
I think he just needs to own it.
Like yeah, he does.
There's a couple of his models that aren't horrible. I mean, they're not knives for me, but they're good looking knives.
Well, the only one I have is his Husky, and I actually like it. It's a good knife.
Which one's a Husky? I don't think I ever got to see.
It's the large version. It's actually a beefy version of an XM18, technically. It's A1, A10, A8 version of his, I guess. I don't know.
I don't think I've ever seen one. I'd have to look it up.
Let me look. I have one.
Oh, you have one? I was gonna say I have a keyboard and I have the my fingertips. I'm pretty sure I could have pulled it before. What was this? My first step in the community was between a buck 110 auto or a Hoback, and it was also around 170. But I chose the auto because I really wanted an auto that's Oh,
that's the biggest.
You bought a Hinderer made by Hoback.
Well, actually, I was trying out something different for a little bit, seeing what's out there, because Rick wasn't putting out anything new at the time. So,
but you really didn't. You basically bought another Hinderer with a different maker's name on it, which basically I would have been upset.
Yeah, but look how thick it is. That's
ridiculous. Where's that? Like, let me see. Is that? Do I still have the Hinderer here, or did I can't remember if it's? Yeah, it's here. Like I said, I mean, Chinese. This one's American. This is 100%. This one was 100% American made.
I've always wanted the Quebec for a long time. Action
on this thing is nuts. It's really good. This is a really good knife, and like I said, this one is a U.S. made knife. I hope that people will take into account that like not all of his stuff is made, just the majority of it appears like. And then it's kind of unclear, like US/China. I was like, does that mean like I would think like it's made in the US? Some parts are machined, some parts came from offshore vendors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Aiden asks if that's bigger than a Medford.
There's one with a Hinderer. That's how big it is compared. And then there's this, yeah.
I mean, that's like this is still. I mean, I got big hands. You can see that is a beefy fucking knife right there. So put it in perspective. I don't have anything close to me. Here's the blade stock thickness on that Riat Exo.
Yeah.
It's twice as thick, if not more.
Yeah.
So as Todd say, Todd Carson is very much, very much a dick move. And it'll be interesting to see what he does to make it right. Hopefully he will man up, but the damage to the brand might have already been done. Possibly. Like I said, Jason Browse has kind of come back from it. You know, he's posting stuff back up. He's got some really nice knives, stuff like that. Oh, is Miles taken off? Later, Miles.
Guys,
I don't know how the next couple of weeks are going to go. I have not gotten anything stockpiled as far as videos. Dealt with a bunch of medical stuff today. I've got medical stuff tomorrow. I have not filmed anything for Wednesday yet. I have a video for tomorrow. But I may have jury duty next week.
Oh, no.
I wanted to have stuff set up So I wasn't having to try and jump through I'm gonna have to film like 2-3 videos tomorrow. But I've also got so much stuff in for sharpening right now and a customer stopping by. So
Oh gosh.
jeez. Does anybody want to buy an actual American-made Hoback?
I'm
I'm
thinking about it.
This is for sale. Hit me up, Brent, and I'll tell you what the price is on it. I'm not gonna talk about it here because I don't want to. What was this? It was whatever was back in. It was whatever was in stock December 2021. Got that buck early January. They had a very poor selection. I just didn't see the value compared to the buck at the time. I don't know. This is Jesus. My kid just fell out of her bed.
Oh no.
Later, Miles. I've got so much stuff in here for review right now. I'm like, where do I even start? I need to write a schedule. I need to make a schedule of events and just put it up on the wall so I know what I'm going to put in my pocket. Did you see today's video? Today's video was I revisited one of my personal knives, and like it wasn't that I wanted to revisit it because of anything in particular. It was just the fact I have not gotten to carry shit that I wanted to carry for a while, and I was like, you know what? I can justify it. I'll do a revisiting video.
I've been doing that. I did a series of that.
So no, this one on his list was 100% American made, Dave. This one was listed, so the Quayback gens 1 through, I think V1 through V5, which this is, I think, a V3, V4. Those were all American made, if you can trust. What's that one?
This is a Hinderer, old school Hinderer.
That's not a Hinderer.
Yes, it is.
All right, turn it sideways. No, turn it sideways. No, that's impossible. Blade stock is way too thin, and it looks like it'll cut.
Well, Rig made some art knives back in the 90s. This came out in 98 or 90. Yeah, 98, 95 or something.
I'm just messing with you.
I know.
I'm almost
out of Yeah, there was 26 of these, and Rick has only 2 of them, but I have 1 of them. Somebody sent this to me. I still don't know who sent it to me.
Okay, I tell my wife that all the time when stuff shows. I have no idea where it came from.
I don't know. Where'd it come from? I don't know.
And I always just hope that she just says, okay. Because she's like a CIA interrogator. If she asks me one question, you just look at her, you're like really? And I'm like, no. Ooh, you guys want to hear something? You want to hear a good one? So you remember the other night, what day was it? Was it Wednesday last week? Was whatever day the 3rd was. So Jared over at Neve's Knives had his live feed, and I went in there and I was like, happy anniversary. So it had to have been like Wednesday.
Somewhere, I guess, yeah, something like that.
So I made a backdrop and everything. So that was the 2nd. The 3rd is my anniversary, the next day. Completely fucking forgot about it.
Oh no.
No, you ready? You ready for this?
No, let's hear it.
20th anniversary. It was our 20th wedding anniversary, and I forgot about it. Like I went and so it would have been, yeah, it was Thursday because I went and took my wife to we took my wife's car to the to the dealership to have the noise in her brakes looked at. Because it's in the brake cylinder, not in the actual brake. It's not like it's squeaking or grinding. Like there's a noise that comes from the master cylinder, and I'm like, I was like, all right, we'll take it in and get looked at. They told me if it is the booster, which it wound up being the booster, that they're like, well, it's under warranty. If there's a code, we can replace it for free. Get it there. And they're like, yeah. They called me back the next day. It's like, yeah, it's definitely the brake booster. And it's just making noise. It's not like it doesn't work. It just makes a noise. And I was like, all right, it's really fucking annoying. How much I'm thinking like maybe a couple $100 for the parts, and then like maybe a couple $300 for labor. Like I'm thinking maybe $5. And I'm like, how much is it? Like to fix it if it's not covered with warranty? It's like $3,000. Is like she can turn the fucking volume up on the radio. And it's just making a noise and it's nothing wrong. Like there's nothing wrong with the actual brake system. It just makes a noise. But I drove her car for a little bit today, and I'm not gonna lie, it's fucking annoying. So when you come to a stop and you've got the brake depressed, it goes gunk 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 gunk, and I'm like, all right, yeah, that's fucking annoying. So I turned the radio up so I couldn't hear it.
Oh no.
Was this? I'm gonna make what do we need?
I don't know.
Let's see here. Mostly American hoback. That's a good problem to have. Back when he was a furrier. Talking about Rick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Rick,
a furrier.
So you guys that don't know, furrier is that dude that comes out and puts shoes on your horse. Very similar to a blacksmith, but not quite. Sometimes blacksmiths will be furriers or vice versa, but a furrier is not a blacksmith and a blacksmith is not a furrier. Very different skill sets, but sometimes they're both. Let's see.
What's up, Professor?
Huh?
Professor EDC's here.
Where? Oh, just logged in?
Yeah.
I popped the very tip off that Buck Auto too, just like last week. I need to call them and see if they can warranty it, but it's just the very tip. I don't know if it's damaged. Hey, you know what? One of the things that I do when I sharpen knives is I repair the tip, just the tip, just for a second. You can always reach out to me, Lonely Stacker. Lonely Stacker, I can always take a look at it and see. You could send me a picture, just DM me a picture or something. I can take a look at it because a lot of times in the course of a sharpening, a small little error in the tip just kind of resolves itself when you're reprofiling the edge.
It always works. Even though I had to repair one of my hinders.
After 30 knives, she stopped noticing the new ones. No, she absolutely does notice the new ones. She's like, what's that? So there, I don't understand the controversy either. A lot of that was driven by Greg Medford. You know how I feel about Greg Medford and his anti-Asian rants. You know, like if a maker has a design that is in that demand that they have to go overseas and find someone that can do it, that's fine. At least they let people know, you know? So, what's this? Correct. It's one hand open, two hand closed. I don't know what we're talking about. Let's see here. So gorgeous. What's up, Professor EDC? I'm just getting into the comment stuff here. Double D, did you sell that, Chavez? Is it sold? Because the last I saw it, you were still posting up the prices in the knife trade on the members only chat server. Just curious here. Wow, I'm way behind. Let's see. Wow, Nick Swardson is a knife guy. I don't know, but I do know that he's. Oh, never mind. He's talking about you. Are you Havoc? Are you talking about Brant? Are you talking about Hinder Collector here?
Wait a minute. Huh?
You know who Nick Swardson is?
No.
He's the dude that always he had a couple TV shows. He played the best friend in Grandma's Boy. He always plays a goofball. And yeah, you do look a lot like him. I've heard some people say they like the overseas one better. The Bravo has got some little flourishes to it that the original SOCOM didn't have. So there's a little bit of a difference. It's got some aesthetic lines to it that they added just to differentiate it from the other one. Because technically it's a different model. It's not the SOCOM Delta, it's the SOCOM Bravo. So it's a little bit different. I feel like those little flares, those little flourishes they put on it. Let's pull it up. Let me get I had a keyboard. I had a keyboard because Microtech SOCOM Bravo. Pull up some images. Just pull up this entire thing here. So it's really, really similar. Let me share this. It's really similar, but it's still different enough that I dig it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some different lines to it. Some of this fuller and stuff is a little bit different, but it's still definitely, you can see that that is a Microtech SOCOM. So they have, God damn it, these websites that do that. I'm trying to see what's the price on it. What did they have? Is it still listed as coming soon? I haven't even gotten theirs yet. It's M390, overall 9 inches. Blade length is 4 inches. Show all the specs. Titanium frame lock, thumb stud opener. SOCOM Bravo, made in China, best used tactical. Reich knife, that's who's making them. I couldn't remember off the top of my head who was making them. It's Reich. So, what is this? SOCOM Bravo. SOCOM's the only bearing knife I own. Oh, I think I only own 2 knives that run on washers. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I only own 2 that run on washers. Is it? I haven't gotten to see one yet, Professor EDC. Are they fairly thick behind the edge? I mean, I sharpen knives professionally. I'm pretty sure that's something I can kind of change that angle back on a little bit. But that's not out of character for a lot of knives. Hinderer! Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is slicey. This is the Kubi Momentum.
That's a funky looking knife.
It is, but it looks funny, like especially when it's closed. Wow, that is so drop shut. It looks weird closed. And I was like, wow, aesthetically. And I'm like, then I opened it. I'm like, well, that's still, and then I held it and I'm like, oh no, I like this. Oh yeah, that hits all the little bells and whistles of what I want with a knife in hand. It is super, super comfortable, which doesn't surprise me because he also designed the Grazioso, which is super, super comfortable. I'm just not a fan of that top flipper sticking up like that. There's a chance, since that doesn't really affect much, and I own a grinder, and this one's mine, there's a chance that I may take care of that, but I'm not sure. This might wind up being a giveaway knife as well, but I really like this. It's nice and comfortable. It is in D2, so I've kept
cool though.
Yeah, it's cool looking. What was this? What's the factory grind angle on a Hinderer, Mike or Brant? Well, I just was saying it. I saw a video, and I'm pretty sure it's 45 degrees.
Well, here's that's how small it is when you first get them.
Pretty small, and they're usually pretty thick behind the edge, which I get because I know the hard built kind of thing for his knives. I'm just like, you could still sharpen it up and put a fairly good edge on it. Which one is that?
This is the recurve 3.5 inch recurve. Yeah, he finally put out the recurves for the 3.5s. Back then there were only 3-inch ones, but he decided to put out these. And
how's the D2 on the Kubis? So I cut a bunch with that other Kubi, the one that Jared sent me. I can't remember which model that was. I did first day in pockets. I've been carrying it. I'm going to do a full review maybe tomorrow because I cut down a lot of cardboard. I had a bunch of stuff come in from customers. My landlord dropped some stuff off. We unboxed some stuff that went in the house for ducting and, you know, the filter for for the furnace and some other stuff that he did, like fixtures and things like that. So I cut up all the cardboard, and I'm not gonna lie, that the other Kubi, which one is that? Hang on a second, I can tell you which one it is. It is the Kubi 322. This one. This Kubi 322. This one, the one that everybody's like, oh, it's the budget Arius. I'm like, no, it's not. This one cut really well and has held its edge really well. So I'm gonna give this one some work as well. But this one cut really well and is pretty comfortable to carry. I'm not a fan of the pocket clip. And somebody was like, oh, Jared changed that pocket clip out. I'm like,
I'm freaking.
ooh. See the look on my face? I'm going to tell you what that face was. That's the face you make when the poop almost comes out, because the touchpad on my Apple is glass.
Ooh.
And I dropped it and it landed like right on the edge of the plastic case that covers my computer, and then bounced around. And I'm like, no, not there. Anywhere but there.
Oh man.
So yeah, this is just a little bit bulky. This is really comfortable. But somebody said I was complaining about the pocket clip in the first day carry on this, and they're like, oh, I think Jared swapped that pocket clip out with something else. And I'm like, I don't think he did, because it's definitely a Kubi pocket clip. I really don't. I mean, he might have swapped it out for a shorter one. It might have had this big long one on it, but they definitely share the same genetics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the only issue I've got with this pocket clip on this one is it does move a little bit so far, but it's not uncomfortable. This one is uncomfortable, but it's such a good slicer. I probably could overlook that. Sent the pics of my slightly damaged Buck Auto to the Crazy Sharp Instagram, and I followed as well. Cool. If you haven't already liked the video, I can give you an answer right now, bud. I have one request. Lonely Stacker. Accept. Oh, I can do that. I can do that for you. Just get a hold of me. Just send me a what's this? I love the aesthetics of a recurve. Right? The aesthetics of a recurve does 0 for me. It's not the aesthetics of a recurve I like. It's the fact that they cut so well. You basically drive material up into it. I don't know how well it's going to work on a small one like this, but like that's barely
a recurve.
That's barely a recurve.
Yeah, it was easy for me to sharpen though.
Like that's a recurve.
Yeah.
That's a very clear and evident recurve. Guys, this, you can feel like this has that same, that blade has that same little thing, like when it's, where'd I put it? Here. So when this is open, you see how these blades both have that little low spot there because they're both designed by the same person. And then it just kind of pops up there, just like it does on this one. It's not just aesthetic. It's really comfortable. Like it gives you get really good purchase on it. Aiden, I'm going to put you in timeout. I'll put you in timeout for that. I do not like sharpening, Chris. I did one once, and I'm like, that's a
I think he was trolling.
What nightmare. So, where are you going?
Sitting down. Sitting on my bed. Now I'm going to get my drink. Because
I'm gonna go get some purple drink. All right.
Man.
Did you guys see? Have you guys seen Soulja Boy? His newest product that he came out with is some syrup that was already on the market, and he just basically put his name on it and didn't even change the name of the product, just added his name to it. And it's like a syrup that you add to Sprite. And I'm like, you mean like the kids in the city when I was growing up, and all my friends that lived in cities when I was in the military talked about when they would put cough syrup in 7-Up, and they're like, yeah, like that. And I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh my gosh.
Soldier Boy. It's hilarious. Hang on. What's he call it? I can't remember what he calls it. Somebody look it up. I can't remember what he calls it. And then but it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. The Soldier Boy game systems, all that stuff. Like, you got to respect the hustle, but like, he tried to say that he owned Atari. And I'm like,
gosh.
I don't think you do.
No one owns it. It's just, no.
Atari owns Atari, and I'm pretty sure you don't work with Atari. So,
oh, yeah, I'll do this for you, Mike, if you want to make it funny. There you go.
you know, the best thing about my favorite thing about the fact that they did away with the masks indoors in most places here in San Diego. My beard is no longer being kinked. Like, I couldn't figure out, like, my beard was like, I'm like, why does my beard keep breaking off? When I wear a mask, you can see the line. And I was like, oh, yeah, that explains it. Guys with beards, we don't wear masks. If they bring back the masks, I'm just never going to go anywhere. I mean, shit, it's $5.58 a gallon for diesel today. And they just announced after I got gas, I saw a thing like that the market closed with the highest recorded price per barrel for oil. And I'm like, nice. Great. So that means that $5.58 is the cheapest I'm going to see it for a while, because that was based off prices a couple of days ago. So that just means it's going to keep going up. And I'm like, Sojaline, that's what it is. It's called Sojaline. So that's what you used to call it back in the day. Like, I had friends, because, you know, in the Navy, even though I'm from the middle of nowhere, you make friends with folks from all over the world, like Atlanta, Chicago, Detroit, places like that, right? And some of these guys grew up in the middle of the hood and shit like that. And they were talking about, they made lean, which was they would put like the prescription cough syrup with like codeine and shit in it and mix it with Sprite. And you drink it and you get all messed up. The codeine lean. Yeah, that's exactly what codeine lean. And so I remember hearing about that, and then I saw it and I was like, yeah, I know it's been around since the 90s. Like I said, when I first joined the military, it's first I heard about it and people were talking about it. And I was like, what the fuck? But this stuff is like something that he's marketed that's already, hi, my name is Gunther. Dave says he got gas for $5.19 today.
Oh my gosh.
$5.85 for diesel, and it was $4.85 for regular.
Here it's like $6 for diesel.
Yeah. It's like, and I drive a diesel. And my wife was like, can you take her to the ice rink on Thursday? No. It was painful. Like, the last time I remember it being like this, it was like I was still active duty. So this would have been 2008-ish. I retired in 2009, April 1st, 2009. They medically retired me. I thought it was an April Fool's joke. I was just hoping they'd be like, ha, I gotcha. Get your shit packed. You're going to a ship. But it was like four something a gallon, almost 5 something a gallon. And I had a Dodge Durango with the 5.7 Magnum, or the 4.85. I had the 5.7 Magnum V8 in that thing. It got like 12 miles to the gallon on the highway, and it got like 3 miles to the gallon on surface streets. And I was driving that like back and forth to work. I was having to fill that thing up every other day.
Oh man.
And I got to where I just top it off every day. I knew I was paying the same amount, but the psychological impact of not letting it get below half was so much better. Like, oh, it was only $20 today. And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, I did this yesterday. David says they've got, We just like I go to the base commissary. It's literally the outlying field area where the EOD guys, where all the EOD guys and expeditionary combat, and it's just a big airfield. There's a commissary there, and it's literally 10 minutes from here, if that. And I have a gas station, which is probably the cheapest I'm gonna find gas anywhere in my area. So, yeah, Murky's saying, well, it depends. Here's the problem. It depends on how far the gas station is from the local shipping area, like where there's a refinery. Didn't the movie Atlas Shrugged tell us this oil problem was coming? I don't know if you knew this, Lonely Stacker. That was a book that they made me read and suffer through in high school. I hated it, but yeah, there's a lot of direct correlations.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I know for a fact that you can get your ass in a lot of trouble for that because I did it. Free diesel at the motor pool. You just wait till no one's around, just pull your car around the side, or get a jerry can and sneak a jerry can somewhere and just drop it off next to your truck. Yeah, I know. I know.
Oh man.
So what else did you besides that recurve? What else have you gotten in that's new?
Well, not really much. Not really much at all. I mean,
you haven't been on here with me in what, like a couple months?
Yeah, it's been a couple months.
I guarantee you got something new. It's probably a hindering.
Nah, nothing really new because I got that flag and I got this hat.
A Nirvana shirt and a Michael Jackson red leather jacket, like from.
I gotta represent the state, man.
All right, I can deal with that. You got the Ohio State jersey. I have an Ohio State jacket in the closet somewhere.
And I also have a hat too.
I see you're wearing it. I have a hat.
I have an Ohio hat too.
I am the hat. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. You want a lollipop?
I got the hat all right. That's the same Nirvana shirt, Nick. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh. Let me see. Representative. I don't know what we're talking about.
I don't know either. I don't know.
Because it moves. Yeah, I definitely got caught and got in trouble for that shit. Isn't that diesel color? No, that's only farm diesel. So if you're dealing with because I mean, basically they just ship diesel to the motor pool areas or like anywhere where your vehicles, like your vehicle storage area. It's not red farm diesel. Red farm diesel is because there's a farm subsidy. And so they put a color in it. So that way, if you're driving a truck and they pull you over and they run a stick down in your gas tank and they see red colored diesel, they're like, oh, guess what? You're in big shit. Unless it's a farm vehicle.
Yeah.
Rep Ohio. Lonely Big Pimpin'. You lived near Columbus for a short time. Where at? East side, west side of Columbus. There's sharp knives rule.
Let's see. That I could do a little something that people be like, oh, yeah.
Doug's here. When did Doug, I don't know if you saw today's video. Guys, if you're a paying member, I updated you won't see it till tomorrow. I updated the text crawl at the very end of the videos to include all of the new paying members. Grove City. I know where Grove City is. What is this?
Okay.
I'm trying to block that guy and it won't let me.
Yeah, it won't. Yeah.
So I blocked it once. So I don't know how he got back in. What is this? What have I missed? You live near Grove City. Wow, that's a name. Yeah, and you know what? I decided to block it. So the trolls arrive every once in a while. So if you're one of my moderators, if you'd be ever so kind as to help with that and stop that. Yeah, we can ignore it, but I also just don't want them on here, so I block them. So if my moderators could be ever so kind as to flag any of those comments, and then I'll try to block them later. So you didn't get anything new though?
No, I haven't got anything else new. Just waiting on the more Project X knives, and then I can get one.
I haven't gotten anything new. That like I haven't purchased anything new. I have gotten some new stuff. I definitely have to do a video. It's laying here somewhere on the floor, probably behind me, behind the green screen. No, I moved it when I was cleaning up. I got to do a video about that. I've got to do a video about that lion steel that Winston Cabretti gave me as a gift. It's a beast. I had it, and I really want to. I want to show it off as much as I can because it's a really nice knife. There it is. I really haven't gotten to use it. That's the only problem. Like it's for what I do around the house and stuff like that. I don't have like a use purpose for this. It's a great knife, but like the thing about it is look at those handles, man.
Yeah, those are thick.
It's not just that they're thick. Like look at, just
it's really cool.
And then it's not really that thick. It's kind of Coke bottled. It's really comfortable in hand. It comes down. It's not super thin behind the edge, but I think it's just about right. I need to put an edge on it. And then I want to get with, Knife Bro, whatever. What's his, not Epic Snuggle Bunny. Jesus Christ. Knife Bro. He's here.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of his name. I don't remember.
I can't think of it. I always forget it. Like I get it. I just can't remember it. But he's out here in San Diego area. What I need to do is pack this up and go up, and he and I can just thrash on this.
Yeah.
Because he does a lot of the lion steel stuff as well. Yeah, Brandon Gavin, the texture on these handles is great. And it's milled in. So you can hear it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's not super aggressive. Advanced Knife Bro, that's what it is. It's not super aggressive, but it's definitely enough that it gives you a really good feel and grip on it. Hey, Winston. Every time I talk about Winston, all I can think of is Ghostbusters 2, where they're in the train tunnels.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, "Hello, Winston." That's all I think of. Maybe it's have I checked out the PMP Big Boy? I have not. I would love to, if that's something you want to send. But I left you a voicemail about your big dagger up here, and so I'll show you I'll go grab it and I'll show it to you since you're here. Check this out so you can respond to me. Just send me a text. I want to know how much correction you want done on this Taipan because there's an extremely low spot there and there, and there. If you want me to just apex it, just send me a text and let me know. If you want it just apexed, I will make sure that it's all got an edge on it. So fuck you. That's nightmare material. Never bring that part up again. What? I love that movie. It's hilarious.
It is.
Are you talking about
Winston?
Yeah, Winston. I love that movie.
Hey, Troy, what's up, man?
Troy? Who's Troy? Troy who?
Tree stabbing Troy.
Hey.
He calls me the Hinder Hoarder.
Hinder Hoarder. I don't care if that does sound cooler. Don't change your goddamn channel name again because when I point people to the channel,
I'm never going to.
How many subs are you at now?
964 and pretty much.
Jesus, what were you were 964 the last time?
Well, last time I was 940 something one time, and now I'm
Guys, one of you guys that are moderator, put like Aiden, if you can, put Brant's channel up. Guys, go follow Brant. Get him up over 1,000. We got to get him to 1,000 subs.
Yeah, because I would love that. That would be awesome.
Are you able to do that? Can you do live feeds?
Yeah, I can do live feeds.
Why don't you do live feeds?
I probably will do that one of these days.
Breeze Ratchford's here. Good God, there goes the neighborhood.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm sorry, Breeze. How you doing? Like you, all right? You were actually, you were actually being nice. I just immediately couldn't read the comment because it was hidden, and I just saw your name, and I'm like, oh great, he's gonna say something dickish, but I appreciate it. Yeah. Can't stay. Just can't stay, but I just stopped by to say hi. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Breeze.
Hey, Aiden,
that's what? Huh?
I was gonna say, Aiden, you can put hindercollector.com. I have a website. Basically, it goes straight to my YouTube. It's pretty cool.
There's his YouTube channel.
Yeah, anyway. You can do that way.
Dickish. It's one of those words that I like. It's dickish behavior, and then there's also things that get done and you don't want to participate in. You can look at someone as like, I have no interest in even paying a bit of attention to the bullfuckery that's about to happen.
Oh no.
Bullfuckery. That's a bunch of bullshit that's about to happen. Like, I don't have anything to do.
Oh no. Whoa.
968 subs. What?
Oh my lordy.
What happened?
Did I just gain subscribers? What?
Yeah, probably. There's probably like 36 people here that hadn't heard of your channel. You know what I was going to say? Like, I meant to mention
970?
The detent on this is really good for as free as the action is on this. Like, I was kind of expecting. He just subbed Nick. Now, hang on a second. I'll pull it up because you have no idea who I'm talking about. You don't know who I'm talking about, so I'm going to pull it up so you can see.
Yeah, I want to know who this Nick guy is because thank you, Ed. Thanks to everybody that's subbing.
Yeah, sub. I mean, his content's usually a good bit shorter than mine. Wait, like most of your videos are like what, 6 minutes or so?
Sometimes, if they're longer, depending.
I'd say a lot of your stuff's like 2 minutes or something.
Like 4 to 3 to 2 minutes, yeah, something like that. I try to make them longer.
It's not that hard. Like, well, I guess it is. I had a hard time for a long time.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, okay, hey! I can see it now. I can definitely see it now. Like
there you go. Right there. Yep. That's absolutely like you guys could be. We found your celebrity doppelganger.
Oh my lord. Everybody says I look like Jerry, the guy from what's his name? Jerry Kahn, something. I can't think of the name. He has the same eyebrows as me.
Somebody told me who my celebrity doppelganger was one time, and I can't remember who it was, and I was like,
I was gonna say maybe Jace Robertson from Duck Dynasty, but no, I'm good.
Brant's daddy. You know, he did do a bunch of shows in Texas. Tree stabbing Troy. I have a short attention span, so I like the short videos. I don't like doing the short videos. I just can't ever get all the stuff consolidated when I want to do. The last few of my videos have been like I've managed to pare down the intro and the outro to where it's like instead of being like 15 minutes, like 12 minutes. But the body of the video is still like the majority of it's what's long. It's the review, like because unless it's like a first day in pockets or an unboxing, those are quick because I'm just like pointing out like I'm going to do first day in pockets of this tomorrow because I am technically carrying it. I've got some stuff to cut up now that my wife just threw out here at me because apparently I'm like, hey, what part of But part of don't spend any money right now until we see how everything pans out. Don't you get? Why have I got Amazon boxes laying all over the fucking garage? So I'm going to use cutting with this. But like first day in pockets, because I'm not doing any actual specs or anything. I don't look at price. I don't know what anything costs. A lot of times I don't even know what steel it's in. And then I give it like just an overall, and then I'll carry it for a week or two and then do the full review. Depending on, like I said, I did a lot of cutting and stuff with this one. So this is super comfortable. I put the pocket clip back the other way, but I had the pocket clip on the other side. I did it left-hand carry, but the pocket clip on this is a hot spot.
Oh, hey, Paper Tiger.
Paper Tiger. What was this? I can sit and watch. So I can sit and watch a full Nick Shabazz episode on the PS5. It's so long, people think I'm watching an actual TV show.
What are you talking about?
Like the blade shape is a little similar, but really it's definitely different. I think it's just because of this fuller with the aperture in it that gives it that look. But overall, like all in all, it feels complete. I like the Arius, but I can't carry them. They hurt my hand. What the fuck are you doing?
Hey, everybody.
So we're gonna put Brant in timeout because I didn't realize I had invited an 8-year-old on my show.
Hey, I had to do a Nick Shabazz thing. Come on, man.
If you did a good Nick Shabazz, like I do an okay Nick Shabazz, like
hey, everybody.
Nick Shabazz definitely does the best Nick Shabazz because if you talk to Nick if you talk to Nick offline like I do a lot, he still you can tell you can hear it, but he definitely plays he doesn't talk like that all the time, like not 100%. Still, you can hear it in there, like it's in there trying to find its way up. And I said, like Nick without the Shabazz is like me without the hat.
Yeah,
it's just something's missing. Like. So
I figured I'd do that because it's funny.
I will say that as much as I like the Arius, I love the Arius, and I told the guys at Koenig, I love the Arius, but the way that handle is shaped and how it comes down so deep, it hurts. It hurts my hand. It just feels like I'm stuffed up in it, and I don't have that on this. But it's, of course, nowhere even close. So I don't know how I feel about the Arius, but the KU322 is a great knife, feels great in the hand. So that's the KU322. What nomenclature did they give this one? Now that I can't find the box. 344. Like give it a name. The Momentum or the Monumentum or whatever it was that like the designer Sharif sent me. I don't know. I do like their pivots though. There's some aesthetic touches to that pivot that I kind of like.
Thank you, Doug.
Yeah, Yoda Doug. So I'm trying to see if there's anyone here that's one of my paying members that's not already in the group chat. And I think everyone already is in that chat server. Pretty sure of it. So I sent Metal Man Sean a invite because I don't think he saw the thing. I haven't talked to him in a while. I've got his knife here still. I need to get it sent out this week. So I finally got a hold of everyone. I got addresses for everyone. I am going to pack those knives up tomorrow and ship them out. So couldn't get a hold of one guy for the giveaway stuff. So I held off. I got his address. I finally sharpened the one that was supposed to go to Metal Man Sean. He told me it was no rush. I'm going to ship all three of those knives. I got Zach, James, and Metal Man Sean's addresses all set up. So when we get off of here, I am going to pack up that giveaway stuff. But I'm giving away a Artisan Sirius in black G10 to the paying members this month. And I'm going to do that video and send that video out to them directly. So That way it's not. That way people are like, oh, we only do giveaways on here, and that's bullshit. And then people get all pissy about me doing a giveaway for my paying members. So that's going to be held off of YouTube. That's going to be held. The giveaway will probably be done on the chat server.
Nice.
What was this? What's this? Mike, I'll text you back later on that Taipan issue. Okay, cool. It's gonna start getting expensive, Winston. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. I don't want to go into something like I had 3 knives that came in from a customer. And he told me specifically, he's like, look, I screwed these up. 2 of them I was able to fix. And I was like, cool, yeah. And he paid extra, but one of them I called him. I was like, bro, this is not going to be a quick and or easy fix. We're already like, I set, usually what I do is I set a timer, and if a knife comes in and it's bad, I'll set a timer for like 30 minutes and see where I'm at on it. And that really gives me a good feel. I'm like, I'm 30 minutes in and I haven't even gotten anywhere on it. Like there's still low spots and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I got to call this guy and let him know. And I was like, here's the thing. Like, it's going to be almost prohibitively expensive. We're looking at probably 2+ hours of just reprofiling before I even start grit progression. And I don't have a grinder that has a speed controller that I trust enough to do belt regrind edges. I'm afraid I'll burn it, especially something like M4 that's kind of picky. And I was like, yeah, I definitely want to get a hold of this guy. I told him, I was like, it's pretty bad. Like I've worked on it a good bit on my coarsest stones, and it's in, I forget what steel it is. I'll show it to you. I think it's right here. It is in CPM M4. So I don't know how well you guys can see it, but like that edge, like he tried to profile it himself. He went, well, that's the good side. This is the bad side. This is the dangers of a fixtured system. So,
Yikes.
So I definitely had to put a lot of work into that. And I was like, I got into it and I was like, man, I'm 30 minutes in and my stones aren't even touching on that tip. And I told him, I was like, look, your best bet, send it to Spyderco, see if they'll regrind that edge for you. Like, blame someone. Don't blame me, but blame someone. So the other ones he sent me were bad, but they weren't anywhere near that bad. Not something I couldn't fix. Aiden really screwed up a Hinderer XM24 here not too long ago, and I had to fix it.
He sent me the video of it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that was cringy. I'm sorry, Aiden, but that was very cringy.
Well, I fixed it.
I know you did, but it's, oh my gosh. I don't like big old. Oof.
Wow, I think there's a high-speed chase going on just outside my house area.
Oh,
because I heard
your sirens.
Yeah, I heard a car at real high speed come by a second ago, and then right behind it I hear sirens. It sounds like multiple police cars.
Oh man, high speed pursuit.
Here's the thing: if it's that road right there, it's not like he's going to make it real far because it basically dumps. I mean, basically it dumps onto the 5. So if they've already blocked the 5 north and south, he's got nowhere to go because this only runs east and west.
Oh man,
905 runs east and west. So he was headed that way towards the ocean. I'm like, if you're in California and you're running from the cops and you're headed east, or I mean, you're headed west, that's probably if you're in San Diego, you should be heading east and north. Because there's no way you're going to make it across the border real fast. Because I've seen the traffic at the border this time of day. What's this? Like, imagine the work they do at a museum. Yeah, but they're not sharpening those knives. They're just upkeeping and cleaning. It's like I do with my Japanese swords. Once a month, they get taken out of their sword bags. They get wiped down to remove the old oil. Then you put the unchi powder on it, which is it's powdered limestone abrasive to take off any oxidation that has formed, and then you basically wipe all that off real good, and then you look at it for corrosion, and you just put new oil on it. You put it back in its scabbard, you put it back in its bag, and you put it back on the shelf. So that's basically what they're doing. The 5, we just called it the I5 in the north. Yeah, it's I-5. It's interstate. So I'm on the 905. Like if you take the 905, you go out and you take the 905 exit, it's basically just right there at the 905 interchange. So take the 5 south ramp as well. So I'm like in between the 805 and the 5. So it's a nice area to be. So like if I have to head north and traffic's jacked on the 805, I just take the 5. Pitt is here. Todd Carr, KU322 is a win. It's a good knife. I mean, I don't want to say I have, but you know, it's proper prior planning prevents poor performance. Mind your P's. Just saying. Do I ever miss Ohio? Only when I'm awake. Only when I wake up and realize I'm still in California and the price of living is ridiculous. Right next to the I-10 and the I-5. What was this? So I don't think they do much restoration on those, like knives and daggers and swords and stuff that they dig up from sites. They really don't do too much. They will take them and recreate them and make a model of what that sword or knife would have looked like. So Sharp Thoughts. What's up, bud? Even Pet, I'm really enjoying it so far, but haven't sharpened it yet. Planning on doing so this week. The steel feels good. If you're talking about that K322, it's the D2 on it seems really good. I would recommend a good aggressive edge. I don't know if you guys can see it. The edge that Jared put on this is really, really aggressive. It doesn't, I mean, it's not like, ooh, I'm going to use this for doing fine detail cutting, but definitely if you're cutting up something heavy duty, that edge is aggressive. Screen
aggressive.
Yeah. Is that a flipperless 3.5 inch?
No, this is a slippy. This is
that's one of the slippies.
One of the old slippies, yeah.
I love his slippies.
I do too. This is what I carry when I'm going somewhere like church or something. Here you go, Mike. There's a traditional.
Yeah, I do have to say I did like that little flipperless that Neves sent me.
There you go. Here's another one. The 3.5 inch.
Jared sent me the 3-inch. I dug it a lot. Like it was really good. That flipperless 3-inch XM18. Like like I said, that was my 2021 knife of the year. Like of all the knives I got to handle, I know it's not a new model. I was like, wow, like that's not a 2021. I was like, look, it's the first I've gotten to see one, and it's 2021 when I got to see it. So guess what? It's my knife of the year, 2021. So, like, there's some guys that go into comments. Like I've done a couple videos where it's like this knife, like a fatal flaw, you know, something. And when I say a fatal flaw, it's just something I wouldn't buy, right? You guys get that? Like I don't like that.
This was the first one that started it all for me.
I don't like it. I do not like his warnies. They are not attractive to me.
Well, not everybody's gonna like them. Here's a vintage.
Who's yelling? Why? No, I don't like. I like the XM18. I like the blade shape. I like this. I like the Spanto design, stuff like that. But those warnies, I don't like them. First of all, they're kind of thick, and second of all, I don't find them as attractive.
Here's a Spanto.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good looking knife. What was it?
Here's a skinny. If you like skinnies.
There was something I was going to mention. and I can't find it. There was a, at any rate.
Here you go. Here you go, Troy. Here's this Bowie version. The very first Bowie he ever came out with in this.
Todd Carr says you got some new Vinev stones. He's looking forward to a day of sharpening. I was looking forward to a day of sharpening until the first knife I put on the stones. I was like, good God. When I called the
I bet it was
customer,
a pain.
I did. And then I called the customer. He's like, you know what? Just put it back in the box. You know, he's like, I already paid you for basically what you've done now. So I was like, yeah, I don't want to just do a bunch of work on it and then you have to pay me. And then I pulled this out of a box to sharpen this. And I was like, are you kidding me with how this was so badly ground?
Ooh.
But I got this one. You can see I got a.
That's nice.
Got some schmutz on the blade. So that's only 1,000 grit, but then I put it on ultra fine ceramic just to clean it up. And so it doesn't like really fine up the edge. It's still really aggressive, but this thing really didn't want to cut paper when I started, but this,
oh, it glides.
So that is still really aggressively sharp, even though it looks polished. That's stupid sharp.
I'll tell you, Pitt, for learning to sharpen a knife freehand or on stones is pretty impressive on a lot of times.
Say what?
He said he's a newbie on sharpening and he wants to learn more. So I told him, I said, Wicked Edge is good. Also, KME is good. Not everybody's gonna like the Wicked Edge.
I wind up having to fix so many knives for people when they get a fixture system.
Oh yeah.
Get some cheap knives. Yeah, Aiden, this is their OS 8. This is SOG's OS 8.
Oh, I didn't know that was a SOG.
Yeah, this is a SOG.
That's an older SOG then.
It's an older. Yeah, this is an old one. This
is that the Ranger?
I don't know.
That looks like the Ranger.
There's also a Tonto, and these all came together. There's a Tonto in the box with this. These all came from Winston. This is Winston Caprice. This actually is really comfortable. The handle on that is really, really comfortable.
Have you ever sharpened a Creed?
Creed.
SOG made the Creed like style knife. Gunny, the all-time Gunny, loved it so much that he made it his on their own line of it, but it's pretty rare to find.
I know I wanted the SOG demo and they don't make that.
Man. Those are cool.
Yeah, that fixie is crazy sharp. Somebody asked me, was like, why do you call it crazy sharp? And I was like, have you ever felt one of the edges? And one of the people was like, it came from a customer. Like, I got done and he was like, dude, that is crazy sharp. And I was like, that sounds like the name for the business. And so I named
the
it.
The only SOG I have is Seal Pup, but I used a grinder on it back then.
You never liked the Seal Pup. Did not like the Seal Pup.
I don't either, so that's why I took the serration off of it with the grinder and I messed the whole thing up. So I was like, you know what? Forget it.
But so anyway, somebody asked me, was like, oh, what'd you call the business Crazy Sharp? And just as a joke, I was like, I looked at it and I was like, because everybody there had already had one of the knives I'd sharpened for him. And they were like, have you felt the edges? And he's like, why'd you call it Crazy Sharp? And I looked at him and was like, because holy shit, does not look good on a business part. So there's another SOG.
That's cool.
So I have to sharpen it. And what we're going to do is, since since SOG did not do a very good job of actually making that secondary point a secondary point, we're just going to reprofile that off. So if you're still, where's he at? Are you still here, Havoc? I think I know what your question is now. So you were asking about this secondary point on a Tonto. Yes, you can absolutely sharpen that off, and I'm going to on this. And so you still have the same fixed spot here where you have some reinforcement, and you have that reinforced tip, but you don't have that secondary point. This didn't really have one to speak and see. It's kind of really soft. So to try and establish it would be really, see how there's just really no secondary point on that side. There is a little bit of a one on this side. So we're just going to round that off. You have a SOG power assist. Those are great. Do you guys remember the SOG power assist multi-tools?
Yeah.
They had the gears. Like you could fuck shit up with those because you could really clamp down and get some force on them.
I have a whole collection of those.
They always broke. I always wound up breaking the gears.
I have one from the 90s.
And again, I was famous for breaking staplers just by like I would.
Oh gosh!
Shit, I broke it.
No!
I turned wrenches for like 18 years in the Navy. Like I was just wrenching on stuff. I broke the head off of a 15/16 bolt one time. Just twisted the head right off of it, and they were like, "Give me that. Give me that and go away." I was like, "Or get this big dumb animal out of here.
Get this big thing out of my way."
Hayden says, "Put the hat back on, Michael. Children are
Put the hat back on. Put the hat back on."
So yeah, so that I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm not going to stay on here any longer. I am exhausted. It's 9:30 here. I have to get up early to go get blood work done and drop off my ballot.
I'm gonna show you this, Mike.
Why not?
You're gonna love it. I don't know if you will or not, but here's the buck tool. The original.
The butt tool?
The buck. It's called a buck. Buck knives made a multi-tool.
That's hideous.
I know.
That's fucking hideous.
You just close it. It's so weird to close. You just close it like that, and it comes.
Wait. Do that again.
See? It's literally just like.
That is. I don't.
That's just how they made them back then.
I don't know how I feel about that. Did you use Armstrong tools or SK tools while in the Navy? So a lot of the stuff that we had to use, because it had to be non-sparking, they were the I can't even remember what the tools were called. They were special. We had most of our stuff was specialty tools, unless it was stuff that was out on deck. I had one of those on the channel, and I can't remember what that is.
This is the export line where he made them in China. Like these were the least expensive ones.
The hinderers?
No, the browse. This was
browse. Yeah. Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, that's. I had a couple of knives.
I got so many knives.
So.
Oh yeah, here you go. There's one side.
Is that the power? Is that the one with the gears? Yeah.
This is their newest version of them, but
those things were great. They like you could really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You could cut a penny with them.
I actually had that browse on the channel. It was a gift, and I sold it. I had that exact one. I was trying. I don't know why I said hinderer. I was like, that was the browse. I also had the browse. I had the browse Silent Soldier XL titanium.
Oh yeah.
Without the big ring in it. I had the titanium one. I refinished that and sold it to a friend. I completely redid the ceramic and everything on it. I did a complete ceramic coating and all kinds of stuff on it for him. It's a multi-tool that does the splits. There you go. See, both of you were thinking the same thing. So Jason said that he would come on and be on the channel. I just don't know when. I need to talk to him about it again. And then, oh, Swags is gonna. Why is it so purple? Is that just an optical illusion, or is it purple, or
No,
is
it's
there
not
something?
purple.
What is?
It's just very shiny.
What is? Well, what is shining on it that's purple? Like I
Oh, it's
see
probably
purple.
my computer on something on here. It's probably purple.
Oh, okay. Because I see purple reflecting on the picture
Yeah,
behind.
I had to mute because it's noisy.
Sharp Thoughts asked Brant, did you finish Rick's Fixed Blade? I don't know what he's speaking of. I think he unplugged. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. So you didn't answer the question, Sharp.
What I do? What?
Sharp Thoughts. I asked you a question and you didn't even.
I know I didn't hear what. What?
Brant, did you finish Rick's Fixed Blade?
Oh no! I need to do that. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I talked to Savannah the other day, and so I'm gonna have Swags on one of these Fridays. I was talking with somebody else. I've talked to so many people. Oh, guys, I am going to be on with Everyday City Carry, and I told him I'm not doing any ridiculous spicy shit because my guts are still all screwed up from the diverticulitis. But I was. When did we say we were going to do it? Hang on a second. I will. Ooh, excuse me. April 6th. So April 6th, I will be on with Ray over at Everyday City Carry. So
sweet.
Yeah, I saw she was hanging out with your daughter. I saw she posted a picture of you and her and your daughter there, Dave, and Christine at Women Carry Knives. Yeah, I need to get a hold of. I've been trying to get a hold of Christine and Pete and get them to come on. I just can't agree. And I've talked to Birdshot as well, Birdshot and Frankie about maybe coming on.
Oh, that'd be cool if you got Birdshot on here.
I've talked with him for a few years now. As a matter of fact, Jody was the one that I did a giveaway knife. So me and Birdshot did this collaboration thing. I made a couple knives for him and Frankie, my little neck knives. And I made one for each of them. And then I had a third knife that was going to be a giveaway to one of their subscribers. And it was that person got to pick how they wanted the knife done. And it was Jody over at Big Red EDC. And, he's the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And so I did his knife with the Nebraska colors and the N in it in the ceramic. Yeah, there you go. Dean, there you go. Birdshot sent him my direction 6 years ago. Yeah, it's been a while. So, guys, I'm going to end this. I'm tired. Brant, it's been fun.
Hey, I had fun. I love coming on here and having fun.
Branch out. Buy some other knives.
Yeah, I won't put them on YouTube, but I'll branch out.
Yeah, branch out. You know what you need? You need to get some nice little budget EDC gentlemen.
I've been looking at the Penguin, and I really dig it.
QSP Penguin is a good knife. It's on my list of knives that I would recommend for budget EDC. But if you want something that's a little bit more upscale looking, not necessarily so much in price, this is a great little knife. I love the CJRB Rhea. I really do.
That is a cool one.
It is really, really nice. It's really kind of a gentleman's folder, but it's got a lot of bells and whistles. And it really thin, really slicey. I'm going to put that in my pocket tonight. Oh, no, I got to carry that other shit for the evening. So if there's a knife I see on eBay that looks cool, 9 times out of 10, Birdshot or Nothing Fancy has a video on it.
Nothing Fancy is an old YouTuber I used to watch every single time.
I used to, and then I got to the point where I got so tired of it. I'm retired military. I don't play like we don't talk in 3-letter acronyms here. I think he plays up the military shit too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a little bit maybe.
It's like when you go, like they have a day at Knott's Berry Farm out here where it's an amusement park, and they have a period of time where it's pretty much just free for military and one guest. And we would go, and my daughter and I would go, and I would just like, I would go like this, like I'm not wearing, and everybody's wearing unit affiliated gear and retiree hats and their veteran hats. And I'm like, guys, I mean, I get it. You're proud of it, but shit, man, let it go. It's over. Like I'm retired. I miss it, but like, let it go. That part of your life. So what is this? My original account is from 2007. Yoda, I need to get with you about sponsor stuff. Like you've got a channel sponsor and I've got to get a channel sponsor. We need to talk about that. I'll hit you up on Instagram, Yoda.
Yes, we did actually.
What?
Did you guys discuss Jake Hoback?
I did, Dean. If you want to go back and watch the very beginning of it, you can't. If you feel free. I'm not trying to vilify him. I mean, my big thing is it's happened to other companies. It'll pass. Like he'll probably get over it. The big piece of his lineup that everybody really, really liked was the Quayback, and that was that was an American made knife. These were 100% American made all the way. Version 1 through 5, all were American made. My thing was, like we said about did you look at the list? I don't think those are American made. I think the Husky, the Sumo, and something else were not US made. I don't remember. But
yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look.
But like I said, my thing was that like it was the whole thing where he just really screamed and vilified and made Jason Browse out to be some sort of piece of crap, and really led the charge to kind of just ruin Jason's business. And then turns around and you find out he did the exact same thing. As a matter of fact, he did even worse. He knew, like Jason was just assembling things here and adding more than 51% of the overall value and calling it an American made product, which by the letter of the law, you can do.
Mm-hmm.
But he basically screamed and hollered and threw a fit, and then to turn around and wind up he's doing the same thing. Big Frank, yes, I do use StreamYard. I like StreamYard. It's fairly easy to use. I have a green screen. It comes out great. I've set up my logos and stuff like that, and I can change my backdrop. I have all kinds of stuff preset. So anyway, guys, I'm going to kick Brant out of here and
later, guys.
Bye, Brant. So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. And as always, because I enjoy it and I think it's funny and fun, I'm going to put us on a countdown for me to say goodbye. Not that one.
29.
28.
27.
26.
25.
24.
23.
22. 21.
20.
19.
18.
17.
16.
15.
14.
13. 12.
11.
10.
8.
6.
6. What happened to 7?
7.
5.
4.
3.
2. 1.
0.
Yeah, guys, that's just a lot of fun. And I don't want you guys to think that I cobbled that together or edited it. I just kind of did it. What, Brant? What are you laughing about?
I just loved it. I just love the kid out of you.
Huh?
I
I don't know what he's doing. I think he might be having a fit. So I found that and I was like, I'm using that as my countdown. So guys, I'm out of here. I love you all. Have fun. I'll talk to you later. Video going up tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. It's the Finch 1929. The Finch 1929 Barlow. Not your grandfather's knife. Not your grandfather's pocket knife. So I'm out, guys. Talk to you later. Why is there two end button? Why do I have to end the end broadcast button